and I am recording the session starting now. As folks come in, I ask that you mute yourself. We will have an agenda of guest speakers today. So I welcome everyone this evening to our December roundtable with you all, and I hope that Thanksgiving was as awesome as it could be virtually and for your far and here. And tonight we have a wonderful list of guest speakers here. I want to welcome Donna Colombo from State's Office, Shelley Jones, our Tidewater District Director, Tim McGuire, our vendor representative for tonight, and all of you all, local units who took the time out to join us this evening. We are here, we're investing in you, we want to hear from you. We hope the information tonight is information that you find useful. And if it's not, please share that feedback on how we could do better. All right, I'm going to pass this on, see if Donna Colombo would like to say a few greetings for us.
Hi, everybody. It is great to see you however we see each other these days. So it's great to virtually see everybody here this evening. I want to thank you for inviting me to be part of your meeting tonight. This has been a tough and challenging 9 months, but we are all doing our best. We understand that the way we are all doing our jobs, where volunteering, parenting, and more looks different, but hopefully there are some lights at the end of the tunnel coming soon. I just hope that you're healthy and safe in your own family units and communities. We are all here for you when you need help, your council leaders, your district leaders, your state leaders, and when we need help at the state level, we have our own national leaders for guidance too. See, it's not just you guys, it's all of us trying to work together to support and lift each other up. That's what our Virginia PTA family does. We appreciate all of you. I know it's easy for me to say that, but I truly do mean it. And that message is not from just myself and your president-elect Pam Kroom. It's from the entire board of your Virginia PTA. We can't do what we do, know what we know, and help where we can if we don't know what's going on. Communication is a big part of what we all do every single day. I'm crushed that I won't be able to attend your meetings, and now we know that the March annual meeting and conference will be 100% virtual. So again, I won't be able to shake your hands or hug your necks and tell you thank you for all the work and relationships that I've been able to build over the last 22 years of part of being PTA. I won't have those conversations with all of you before I am finished with my term, but know that the leaders that you are going to be electing and working with in the future are all part of this great association that truly believes in our students and our families and our teachers and leaders across the Commonwealth. Please stay in touch with your leaders with updates, sharing the great things you're doing, ask when you need help, and go to the website at VBPTA.org for updates. And we do use Facebook and send emails when we have information, and that information can prove to be valuable as you continue to do the work that you do. As I mentioned, the 2021 conference information is coming out via several different forms of communication this week, and everyone can attend virtually from your own home, safe and sound, for $20 each this year. Thank you to each and every one of you. You are volunteers with a mission, and that mission is the most important to our PTAs and exactly what everybody is doing throughout the Commonwealth as we continue to work through this year and we continue to do the hard work that everybody expects from all of us and from all of you. So I really do appreciate this time this evening, and thank you for having me. And I look forward to hearing everybody and seeing everybody and staying in touch with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. All right, I'd like to now pass this along to Tim McGuire, our vendor presenter from Chuck E. Cheese. Tim?
Hey everybody, so I'm Tim McGuire. I'm the general manager for Chuck E. Cheese here in Virginia Beach. I'm also an overseer of the stores in Chesapeake and Hampton. Tonight I just want to lay out, we have two options for fundraising. One is more prevalent right now due to the pandemic. The other one is our traditional fundraising at Chuck E. Cheese. It's a little bit harder nowadays because we have, less capacity. So if we had a really big fundraiser night, there would be people waiting outside. But the big one I'm going to push is called Cards for Cash. Sorry, I don't have all my presentation stuff with me. I honestly thought that this call was tomorrow night, so I was a little unprepared today. But basically what Cards for Cash is if you want to participate in this, we'll give you all the stuff that you need to sell the cards. The cards are $20 and you get 100 points for $20. And off of every card you sell, you keep $5 automatically per card, and we take $15. And then these cards are good for life at any Chuck E. Cheese. It doesn't just have to be the Virginia Beach store. So if you have a school that's on the border of Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and they wanted to go to a Chesapeake store or go to Hampton, they could use this card in any of those stores. So, and it's a good thing for the PTAs because you automatically get $5 per card. So if you sold 50 cards, you're automatically walking away with $250, if I did my math correct. So don't mind me, I'm off the top of my head, but that is a very good program that we're doing. And I honestly think even middle schools could do that because a lot of the middle school kids, they have younger siblings. So it'd be a good thing for parents to buy for that as well. I know all my contact information went out in the email tonight. That phone number goes to my home store, which I'll be back in starting Monday. But if you email me anytime, I can send you over all the information you need for either a regular fundraiser or cards for cash. And that's basically all I have for fundraising. We're looking forward to next year, hopefully when we can really get back into the full swing of things and we can open our restaurants to 100% capacity and really be able to partner with the schools like we used to in the past. Because we brought a lot of funds to everybody and we want to continue doing that for years and years to come. So thank you for the time tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tim. All right. This part of the agenda, I'm going to pass it along to Mrs. Shelley Jones, Tidewater District Director. She can speak to us about bylaws, please, and greet us.
Absolutely. So April and Virginia Beach Council, thank you for having me at your meeting this evening. It's always great to be in the presence or the Zoom with everyone. So I just want to talk just a little bit about bylaws and give you just a couple of updates on bylaws as well. So again, let's talk about the bylaws. Bylaws represent the most important legal document of a PTA. It outlines our mission. It protects the rights of the membership. It represents the written contract between the membership and the PTA elected officers. It outlines the responsibilities and the duties of the officers that you elect. And again, it is your roadmap to the business of the PTA. For example, within your bylaws, you will find how many meetings that you are to hold every year, when your elections are held, who makes up the executive board, etc. Lots of information, good information is located within your bylaws. Your PTA officers, committee chairman, and members should have a working knowledge of your bylaws. Even though our bylaws are revised every 5 years, that does not mean that we revise them, set them to the side, come back to them at the next revision. They are the working document of your PTA unit. Have them available at your meetings, have them available at general meetings as well as your executive board meetings, because you definitely will refer to them if they're present. So like during your bylaw revision, remember that the sections that are pounded cannot be altered or adjusted, that there is a cover sheet that requires signatures, more, I think it's 3, that need to be submitted, and those are the original signatures. Changes or proposed amendments must be made available to your membership for 30 days prior to voting on by the general membership. And then of course you should have a committee to look at your bylaws and work the revision. Now we know that we are in challenging times, and the goal is for everyone to remain safe while continuing the work of PTA. So it may be something where your committee could look at your bylaws again by Zoom. We're not endorsing meeting face-to-face to make bylaw revisions. Again, it is important that your bylaws be current, that they're clear in the content, and they accurately represent the way that your unit is conducting its business. So a couple of updates with our bylaws. The due date, when your bylaws expire at this time, if your bylaws are due to expire soon, all dates have been extended until June 30th of 2021. All dates have been extended until June 30th of 2021. Again, Virginia PTA took into consideration everything that is happening within our community at this time. And again, we want to make sure that everyone can remain safe and healthy during these times. Also, we're looking at doing a couple of different changes to the bylaws, and that information will be forthcoming after March. Donna, is that pretty accurate?
No, they'll actually, the bylaws committee now is working on revisions to the state bylaws, which will trickle down into district council and local unit. And we'll actually probably have a brand new looking set of bylaws to vote on in March. So that's another reason to really kind of help develop what those bylaws look like at all levels. So another reason for you to tune in and do the business, but also enjoy the celebration of the local units in March for the conference.
We do have a new bylaws chair on the state level. His name is Russell Harrison. He is wonderful and would be more than willing to answer any questions that you have in regards to bylaws. His email is bylaws@vapta.org. You can feel free to reach out to him as well. Also, there's lots of information on the Virginia PTA website in regards to bylaws. There are templates that are there, as well as just, you know, basic information. What you would do is log on to our VAPTA website, go to PTA Basics. Once you're in PTA Basics, go to the heading of bylaws. And then there's a full section on the right side, I believe, and you just kind of click and see what it is that you need. I will tell you that the local unit templates on the website have a president and president-elect template. So if your unit does not have a president-elect, then choose the president template, okay? I know sometimes that can get a little confusing, but make sure that you're choosing the right template when you're working on the bylaws. I think I've covered everything. Do you have, anyone have any questions? No questions? Then April, I'm turning it back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, so I just want to touch bases on the nominating committee where we're talking about bylaws. Council is at the end of this fiscal year. Everyone on council will be finishing up their term this school year. So we will, come January, we'll be looking for volunteers to serve on our nominating committee at council. We'll need 5 members from our local units to volunteer. And the nominating committee will be responsible for presenting the slate of officers for 2021 through 2023 school year. So 2-year term for each of our positions at council. And if you are interested in serving on the nominating committee, please email me at VBPTA gmail.com, and we will get that information out. We will also send this information out on email to all local units who could not make it on the call. But do know that coming the start of 2021, council will be looking for volunteers to join our nominating committee to help us with the slate of officers. All right. This part of our meeting, we're going to go into the social media and your PTA, and it will be facilitated by Ms. Tara Campbell, our recording secretary at council. Tara?
Good evening, everyone. As April said, my name is Tara, and I am the recording secretary for the Virginia Beach Council of PTAs. Additionally, I'm the president of Larkspur Middle School PTA and have held various positions at Point of View Elementary School, which is a local Title I elementary school in our city. And I tell you that because when I began working at both of those units, in one way or another, they were in the middle of a rebuilding period. And of course, as most of you know, the most integral part of a rebuilding is effective communication with the members who range from staff to families, not just mom and dads, but aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas. And then of course, many schools have community members that also join. Of course, as a local unit, we're always grateful to our administration and the staff that help us with our flyers, getting them in elementary school, folders that go home with the kiddos, or, of course, attempting to send them home with middle school students never really bodes well, but we do try. And of course, the alert now messages that we all love to get at varying times during the day. But when you're rebuilding or just trying to rebrand your unit, you need other outlets to reach people and grow. And that's where social media became a lifeline for many of the schools that I've worked in. So let's take a minute and talk about social media and how it can help your unit. Of course, many of the ideas and the tips that I'm going to be talking about tonight have been discussed and utilized by state PTA in their training, and the link to all of the state PTA trainings, not just the social media training, is on our website, which is VBPTA.org. So for the local units that I've worked with, first and foremost, prior to even posting their first post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you all use, is branding yourself. And the way that our middle school did it is our mascot's a lion, and we call our school the Lion's Den. So as a PTA many years ago, we decided we're going to select a lion head graphic. We're going to put it in one of the school's colors. And then not only are we going to use that on social media, and currently our school has a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and an Instagram page, but we also use that on any correspondence that we send out, our letterhead, our flyers, everything. So that when our families and the staff members see it, they know, oop, that's something coming from the PTA, and they immediately perk up and they're interested in seeing what we have to say.
It's Tanner's laundry. You guys want to sit and just fold it a little bit while you're watching?
Our school also has many taglines that they utilize, such as one school, one pride, one family, one pride. And so as a PTA, we always try to utilize taglines that we've created for our events, as well as what the school has used. And of course, as you see from following our council page, we also follow state and national PTA, and we do try to get that information out to you. So we'll always use what the state PTAs and the national PTAs branding logos and taglines are. And it's just a way that everybody recognizes immediately where it's coming from, and it keeps everybody moving in a cohesive direction. So the social media platform that's most widely utilized is Facebook, having approximately 2.6 billion members and counting, because everybody's either joining or dropping it every day, you never know. And on Facebook, you could do things as easily as promoting your events by putting your flyers on there, taking pictures at the start of your event to let people know what's going on, and of course, posting pictures during an event to let people know, hey, you're missing out, come on, it's not too late, join the fun. Of course, many schools, you can utilize the calendar function on there, so not only do the parents see what's coming up in the weeks and months to come, but it also sends a reminder if they've clicked that they're interested in joining, hey, you've got this coming up. So it just adds that extra layer. You can also link your unit's email and a website for your school or your unit, should you guys have one, share what's going on within the school, not just the PTA. And of course, we would always appreciate you sharing the happenings that are at the council level, district level, state and national PTA levels. Most recently, a lot of our local units were posting about reflections because that's what national was working with. You can do things like poll your membership on Facebook if you want to vote on spiritware. If you're running an online contest, I know a couple of the local schools are doing some, one school did a decorate a pumpkin and vote on the best pumpkin. We have one elementary school that's doing a really neat snowman decorating contest right now. And of course, I've seen many, especially during COVID time, where you guys did a great job of facilitating online spirit weeks, encouraging your families to take pictures in their Hawaiian wear and post it, or their spirit wear for the school and post it. Facebook is a wonderful way to engage with members, not only by posting, but you can comment and also speak privately in a direct messenger. And of course, there's always Facebook Live when you want to go ahead and broadcast your meetings or events. And of course, I'm kind of a Facebook nerd. So one of the other things that I like to do that's PTA related is I follow a million of the local unit PTAs, because that allows me to see if I've missed something that they're posting that state or local agencies have put out. And of course, it always gives me great engagement ideas to utilize in any of my local units, because of course, sharing is caring. Another platform that's highly utilized by not only PTAs, but also the Virginia Beach City Public School District is Twitter. You can always see the various divisions within the school sharing their news and updates, teachers sharing what's happening in their classroom, and of course, everyone knows that Dr. Spence is a proud Twitter user, sharing just about anything he can that's happening within the city. You can do most of the same things on Twitter that you do on Facebook, minus the live sessions. And Twitter also has a character maximum, so when you're tweeting something, it's always best to be brief. And then one of the last platforms that is kind of up and coming for PTAs to use is Instagram, which is another level of just being able to post pictures, putting out information for your events. And they do have the option of going live, but of course it's for brief periods of time, so you have to chunk it out. Just always remember that what you post in one platform, you should post across the three if you're zealous enough and opt to use all three for your local units. And these platforms, coupled with old-fashioned flyers and alert now messages, and of course your local unit newsletters, which we highly encourage, really cover all areas and allow you to effectively communicate and get information out to your families. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. All right. We are now at a part of our agenda. I find it. Where's Tara? Where we're going to go into questions and answers for the information that we just presented, or for any of our guests this evening. Want to hear from the local units on the call. You might have to unmute yourself. Hillary, I think you're muted. There you go.
I'm working on it. I'm having trouble today. For the online social media, we've always been very, very careful to not put any pictures, because we don't want to show any kids and have parent, like, I guess if they signed off that your kid can be electronically, I don't know if we fall under that purview with the school or not, but we've always assumed we did, so we just don't put any pictures. She's shaking her head at me.
I've always been told that as a PTA, we don't fall under that. And both of my schools on our PTA bulletin board, we have a message that we take. I can send it out once I have to get back in my building. I teach at one of my schools. I can send it to you guys, and it says that we do take pictures at events to warn parents that they are going to, it's basically a disclaimer we don't fall under the media opt-out for the city of Virginia Beach, because I, like you, did the same thing in my first couple of years and didn't take pictures. And I always try to angle it anyway where you're not really getting terribly many faces in the picture, but you're getting the fun that people may be missing out on if they're not there. But I do have a thing that's on both of our bulletin boards that's a disclaimer that PTA takes pictures.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here.
There is one question. Do you want to hold them to until the end, or would you like the question now?
Go ahead for it, Geraldine. Thank you.
Okay, we have a question from Allison Weingart. Just curious if any PTAs are planning to do anything for their teacher staff for the holiday.
Here at Providence Elementary School, the unit I sit on, what we did right before Thanksgiving, we did for our faculty what we call movie night. On Friday, that Friday before Thanksgiving, our unit did a drive-by. Prior to that, we emailed all the faculty and staff the option to choose their choice of a pie of pizza between cheese, pepperoni, and sausage. We partnered with Little Caesars to get a discount deal, and we ordered the number of pies that we received in reservations from our faculties and staff. And Friday evening between 3 and 4:30, we had them drive through the bus loop and pick up their pie of pizza to take home and enjoy with their family for that Friday evening. So dinner was on our PTA for them that Friday night. The remarks that we got was thank you for dinner. It helped saved us this evening. So that is one thing I know Providence has done for our unit. Any other ideas? No?
There is a comment in the chat. We are putting some cocoa candy canes, a little candy treat in a bag for the teachers. Not sure what else we can do.
So I'll make a quick comment. I'm in Northern Virginia, and we just had our 3rd through 5th graders go back in Loudoun County. So we've got, that was 7,000 kids that went back this week. So we still don't have middle schoolers and high schoolers in, and obviously we're hybrid for the rest of our little people. So I have seen some, kind of thinking outside of the box. They're not allowing volunteers in the buildings. So they're kind of trying to engage their families and making like holiday cards or snowflakes and putting, like having the kids, I don't know if they're doing it during their art class or if it's a PTA sponsored event, but having the kids kind of make snowflakes and put messages to their teachers and to the staff, and then sending it to them as a holiday message. So that way it's a family engagement thing. It's around the holidays, but they're not worried about, some schools are not allowing food to come in from the outside. So it just kind of depends. So that includes the kids as well as, the adults leading and some kind of instruction. I have seen like pies, like the little pies I think you can get at Walmart. I've seen some of those being given as holiday treats. I'll kind of look around and see if I find anything else I can post on our Virginia PTA page. But I love the fact that, like when people aren't talking, they're not shining on their box. Whoever that was, I think it was Tara was speaking earlier, that you can go to different pages. You can go to PTA leaders on Facebook. But you can go to the different districts and councils, just kind of search for them. And a lot of people are really posting a lot of their ideas that they're using, especially right now for December and January. So it's kind of we're not copying and pasting, we're borrowing and sharing.
That's right.
At Hermitage Elementary, the PTA, we are going to like the dollar store and the Sam's Club and getting pasta sauce and like a pasta, and then we're putting it in a bag together. And then we're doing like a positively sign that says your pasta-tivity amazing and things like that. I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of,
Huh. Cute.
yeah. So, and I mean, we're making only like 90 bags for all of our teachers. And I know a couple people, we're going to drop all the supplies off, and our security guard offered to put them together. So we're just buying the stuff and they're going to put it together. Then they're going to disperse it, but it's from the PTA. So.
Thank you, Allison, for sharing.
We've actually been collecting donations from different businesses in the area and stuff to give the teachers an actual gift, whether it be a gift card or a gift set from a local business, or we had a business this morning actually offer a $10 gift card for every teacher in the school. So that'll be added into, I guess, the extras, but we weren't really working with a budget, so we were trying to think outside the box. And we've gotten really close to our number so far and haven't had to come out of pocket yet, so.
That is wonderful. That donation from that vendor, $10 per teacher, that's a lot.
There's at least 78 of them, so it was a huge, like, what? And it had been months since we had first emailed them. We didn't think we'd get a response back, but we, like, Long's Jewelers donated a $400 watch.
Wow. Must be Apple.
No, it's like a smart hybrid watch. We got a couple jewelry stores with gift certificates, and restaurants, just various restaurants giving 4 $25 gift cards or a couple $50 gift cards. We've gotten gift sets from different companies in the area. Just, it didn't hurt to ask. And I mean, people are trying to get other people in the doors for their business, so they'll give a little to get the extra customers, I guess.
Nice.
So that kind of goes to the marketing that Tara was talking about. Like you could, like if you thought about it, you could maybe set up an extra tab, or maybe ask for the logos from those businesses, Ashley, and maybe put them in a newsletter, or put them on the front of your website, or, give them shout outs on Facebook. It's developing those relationships that come with, like you said, you don't know till you ask. And then it's like, okay, so you're going to give me something. What can I do for you, whether they're asking for it or not? Because customer service goes well in both ways. So that's great.
Yes, we told them we'd give them the shout out on Facebook and in the new newsletters, and so
It's awesome.
There's one more comment in the chat. Any ideas for a silent auction site that does not have a fee?
I've seen auctions being done, but I don't know if any of them are without fees or not. We could kind of check around and see. I can ask Pam, because we're both trolling our PTA groups all the time. If I see anything, I'll get back to April and let you know.
So Donna, I wondered if maybe Member Hub, since some of the units have PTA stores set up, is maybe Member Hub has a similar feature for silent auctions to offer to our units?
I'm not going to speak without checking, but I don't think so. I have not seen anything, with them setting up as a database for members and the store. But I know, like, they're kind of relatively new, like in the last 4 or 5 years. So I've never seen, in all of our meetings and conversations and stuff, I've never seen anything like that. But I can double check.
April, I can chime in with that because I've done a lot of the member hub calls, and they have many different options, whether it's for a silent auction, a raffle, a fundraiser itself. And you can actually select the option for the customer to either contribute towards the fees, which doesn't cost the PTA anything, or there's an option to pass it to the customer or to take it on yourself. So if you chose the option to let them select an amount, and it's not even a set amount, you're not committed to give anything, that would be a way of working around fees to the PTA. And the other thing that we did before a member hub came along at a local unit was we ran our silent auction on our Facebook page. So it was a matter of posting the picture, the details of the item, and then everyone would post their increments, and whatever the last bid was at that time, they were the lucky one who got it if it was, the higher price locked in at the correct time. So just doing it on a regular Facebook page, or even if you set a separate page within Facebook to do something like that, that wouldn't cost anything. So there's a couple ideas.
Okay. Thank you, Donna. That sounds interesting, Facebook. I'm just curious if our local units were to look into that, just look into any rights that they may have when we collect donations. I've seen some groups pop up, and I don't want you to be violating anything there when it comes to Facebook. But that's good. I mean, you could create a, let's say Glenwood Elementary is doing a silent auction. You do a Glenwood Elementary group, and the admin for that group would then ask a few questions to make sure they vet the people that would join this little group, and you could do a silent auction for all your donations. So thank you, Donna. You're welcome, Emily. She says thank you for the ideas.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you for the ideas. Yes.
And just to piggyback on what you said, April, with Member Hub, they have like a give back program where if the local PTAs invite local businesses to join, then they'll give the PTA $50 for each business that joins the give back program.
Obviously, I'm missing a couple of these member hub calls. That's great information, Donna and whoever was just speaking. I'm sorry, I'm
Portia,
back of the squares, Portia. So I know Member Hub really has a lot to offer. We're just using them, in the last couple of years. So I think there's a lot of growth that everybody can kind of learn, and we teach each other as we go along. So, and they have some great training tutorials. If you want more information, you can just go to Member Hub, and all of that information is in their training library.
All right. I guess, are those all the comments, Geraldine, that you see?
Yes. Yes, April, at this time, that's all the comments. Yes.
All right. Okay, I think this is a good time to wrap up the call. I just want to, as we were speaking on Member Hub, I saw some information come down the pipe that they are going to be doing a membership competition, membership challenge. They're going to give away cash prize to local units who increase their percentage of male membership. So local units, to your membership committee chairperson, hopefully they've seen that information come down the pipeline and have shared it with you all. If not, please look for that to come down from our state office. I saw an email from Kirsten
Shabanowitz. She's your vice president of membership, and she's your PTA person. And she's got a challenge, and it's December membership, December member. So she's going to utilize her information on Membership Mondays.
Thank you, Donna. All right, guys. If there aren't any more, I wish you all a wonderful evening. Safe holiday. Thank you. Till next month.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.